Hey everyone! Today I bring you the story of Brian White, a Pennsylvania resident who found himself the subject of a BitTorrent-based file-sharing lawsuit and ended up with a $241,000 judgment. Upon receiving notice of the lawsuit, his reaction was to file a motion to quash the subpoena to identify him as the ISP subscriber. If he won this motion, the plaintiff would never know who he was. Unfortunately, the judge in the case, Michael Bailson, of the Eastern District of Pennsylvania, denied the motion and forced Mr. White and 4 others into litigation. This was one of the first BitTorrent lawsuits to reach the litigation stage. It was certainly the first that Judge Bailson had seen. The defendant's motion to dismiss the lawsuit was denied by the judge. He ordered discovery, which came in the form of a request for the defendant's hard drives. Once on notice of a legal claim, parties have a duty to preserve evidence and turn it over when ordered by the court or dictated by legal procedure. Now, different people have different reactions to things. Mr. White's reaction to receiving a subpoena for his hard drive was to completely erase the drive, place it into an encrypting USB case, reinstall Windows, name the drive Squeaky, and turn that over, including the USB case, to the plaintiff's investigator. The best part is that it almost worked. The first thing any forensic investigator is going to do is exactly what was done in this case. The examiner removed the drive from the USB case and made an exact copy, then began scanning the drive. Because the drive was out of its case, the data was still encrypted, and the examiner was stumped. It could have ended there, but before the parties could fight over the contents of the drive, the examiner died. Completely separately, completely unexpectedly, he died, leaving his business partner to pick up where he left off. The second examiner began to experience the same issues, and, a month or so away from trial, several emergency motions were made. Mr. White's attorney was claiming that the plaintiff's investigator was incompetent. Meanwhile, the investigator was crying foul play. Judge Bailson ordered an independent investigation, and that's where Mr. White's plan unraveled. The new investigator figured out the USB enclosure trick very quickly and identified the recent installation of Windows. Microsoft was subpoenaed as to the date of Windows reactivation, which turned out to be 3 days after Mr. White received a subpoena for the drive. On the date of trial, Mr. White appeared before the judge along with his computer. The plaintiff's lawyer, Keith Lipscomb, had prepared his trial presentation with a theme of rubber ducks and bath time to represent the squeaky clean nature of the drive. After both parties' testimony, including the presentation of the investigators, Mr. White settled his case. The judge allowed it, and even bifurcated or separated the finding of liability from the finding of damages so that settlement could be had. The judge did rule that statutory damages for one BitTorrent infringement in that case was worth $2,250, or 3 times the minimum statutory damages of $750. But Judge Bailson also found that Mr. White was liable for more than a standard amount due to his misconduct. The judge multiplied his damages by 10 for a total of $22,500 per title. Mr. White had been accused of downloading only 5 titles, making his damages $112,500. Then the judge found Mr. White liable for all of the costs of the investigation, as well as the plaintiff's attorney's fees, bringing the total to just shy of $241,000. Pretty amazing result, huh? Also amazing is the over 5,000 BitTorrent-based file-sharing lawsuits that have been filed since then. Tune in next time, and I'll talk about those cases and about the attorneys that are in the process of being disbarred over their fraudulent use of copyrights they didn't own. Thank you for watching. Your likes and comments are what keeps this channel going. Please subscribe to make sure you see more of my content. I try to get 2 law-related videos up per week right now. And please share to spread the word and help grow this channel. The bigger this gets, the more I can do for you. I sincerely love you all. I'm Leonard French. Thank you for watching. How'd that sound?
Nice.
I can't believe that was like still 5 or 6 minutes of content. Man.